Once upon a time, there was a family of 3 sisters. The elder sister, Prunelda, was remarkably ugly. You might think that she was the ugliest woman you'd ever seen until you saw the second sister, Grimessa, who looked even worse. With 2 such hags in the family, it was surprising that the third sister, sweet little Beet, was very pretty indeed. And how do you think that made her sisters feel?
Terrible!
And what do you think they did?
We treat her something awful, of course.
As a matter of fact, sweet little Beet was so used to ill treatment that she took no notice of it.
Prunelda, you'll just ruin that poker. Fun's fun, Grimessa, but this isn't getting the floor mopped.
When the 2 sisters tired of thumping on little Beet, they played ball with her.
Okay, put her over.
Please, girls, I have to polish the silver.
Then, one day, as Grimessa was preparing another unpleasant surprise for little Beet, Prunelda burst in with exciting news. His Highness, Prince Fascinato, was searching for a bride to share his kingdom and his castle, where he now lived alone, attended only by his Prime Minister. The Prime Minister's job was to serve the prince in every way. This was difficult because the Prince Fascinato was invisible. No one could see him. If he picked up a bowl, you could see the bowl move. If he ate, you could see the food disappear, but you could not see where to. One day, the prince had said to his Prime Minister,
You know, Winnie, I should be married.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I'm not on the throne, Winnie. I'm over here.
Oh, yes, Your Majesty.
There must be a girl somewhere who can see me. You line up all the eligible ladies, and we'll see if any of them can make the grade.
So the Prime Minister had sent out word of the contest, and soon all the girls in the kingdom were in front of the castle waiting to see the invisible prince. Vendors were doing a brisk business in tip sheets and clues to what he looked like. Crystal balls were at a premium, and right at the head of the line were Prunelda and Grimessa.
First girl.
I see you.
His Highness isn't here yet.
Oh.
The rules are as follows. You must first tell what the prince is wearing on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Second, you must tell what his bowstring is made of.
Bowstring like in bow and arrow?
Correct. And remember, in case of a tie, duplicate princes will not be awarded.
If I guess those 2 things, you'll marry even me?
Even, you.
I could use that kind of a break.
And the Prime Minister pulled aside a curtain at one end of the room.
I see you, sweetheart. Let's get hitched.
One moment. What does His Highness wear on his shoulder?
A gold oak leaf cluster and a tattoo that says, Remember the Maine.
Wrong. Now, what is his bowstring made of?
Catgut.
Next.
The next contestant was Grimessa.
Yoo-hoo, honey, I see ya.
Not me, madam. Him. What is on the prince's shoulder?
2 kumquats and a bald eagle with a flag in his mouth.
Next.
All day long, the girls of the kingdom tried to see the prince. Nobody succeeded. When the 2 ugly sisters returned home, they were very sad, of course. But when sweet little Beet announced that she was going to try...
What's so funny?
Prince marry a beat-up little peanut like you?
You're crazy.
Not crazy enough to stay in this house anymore.
You mean you're mad because we treat you so mean?
No, I just can't stand all that ugly anymore.
Ugly?
You know she's right.
So, sweet little Beet went to the palace and straight up to the throne.
Hey, you, where's the invisible prince?
You can see him?
Sure, I see him, but where's Prince Fascinato?
Oh, what's he wearing on his shoulder?
A rainbow.
Is that it?
It's close enough.
And what is his bowstring made of?
Is that his bowstring? Looks more like the Milky Way.
Your Majesty?
It's true. Oh, fair maiden, you're the one for me.
You're the prince?
Yes. Let us be wed. You will be my princess, live in my castle.
Yes, sweet little Beet was the only girl who could see Prince Fascinato. Her sisters who had followed her were amazed.
You see him?
Well, sure. Now, come on, let's go home.
But aren't you going to stay here and marry the prince?
Stay here? You forget. I've seen him. Believe me, he's uglier than you are.
You know she's right.
So the three sisters went home together and lived happily ever after, which of course points to a moral.
Yes. Be it ever so painful, there's no place like home.